Stay connected. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.
On there, and then on this side over here is the ceramics room and the old office. So I just wanted all the parties to be aware of what the building was 100 years ago, what it is today, the need. I'm convinced that whether you bring an architect in or not, there's totally enough room for, if things are redone, to have an active senior group and to have the police department here if it turns out that way. And so I just want to, if you look behind me, about where the whiteboard is on the wall there, or even to the right, would be a great place. Because I believe that the police department is better served on this side of the building. There needs to be a door there connecting the court. So not Tuesday night of this week, but 2 Tuesday nights before that, there was 79 people that were on the docket for the court that night. All right, there's not that kind of room there. And with the social distancing we've had to do, they've used this as an overflow and just keep drawing people out. And in the wintertime, we have to take them outside and keep opening the doors. So I think it would be handy if there was a door between the police department and the courtroom. These are just ideas of mine. They're not, all right? I just think that all of the players, the boards, the other thing that I wrote down here is that any major work ought to be considering charging stations, whether it's for police cars or we know there's a huge push towards electric vehicles, and so I'm saying that ought to be part of the consideration going forward. So, and I think it would, if there were a direct way, if there was somebody on the police side that had to go in front of the judge, it would be a lot more private. And that way it would give the seniors the back entrance here. And there's no question that I believe that we can have enough room for both parties. So that's really all I got to say, other than to give people a tour, just so that you can see it and visualize it and understand it, and then understand how it was laid out when the building was built. So, any questions? Maybe you'll have some when we're done with the tour.
Is that a supporting wall?
No.
It's across there?
I believe the only supporting walls are under where these posts are. And that's what makes this so usable. Because the main supports go this way. You could put a wall here, you could put a wall there, you could have a big room that the police could train in, that the seniors could use and share. I mean, I actually envision, and it's just I envision countertops and cupboards along the whole wall. So that if you wanted to have a meal and people brought in 10 crock pots, and you could, so that, I mean, the walls, I doubt there's much more insulation in there other than mice droppings. And so again, these are just some of my ideas. I'm not actually on the committee. I just wanted Barry and Mike were the two official ones on the committee, and I just think it's imperative that the board look at the entire situation. I've also suggested like to replace the vaults that are, like the police could use both vaults, one for evidence and one for gun storage. But if there were like a 25 or 30 foot addition put on the back, one floor, just all block, all of our record storage that's private would be really safer there for fire or flood than it is in the private location. We also have the floor available where the balcony was. All right, so those are just ideas. So with that, for the Barry.
I think this is a wall right here, just like these others. It has beams that would support that. There's one visible right here. And so I think that if we were to remove that wall, you'd see that there's holes available, just like what we've already got. Could be opened up. The wall itself's not supporting, it's the beams that are doing the work. The poles, I should say.
Well, and that's what I meant, Barry, that the poles down through are, and so that the walls going this way could really be,
Wide open.
yes. So with that, because of my recent knee operation, I'm not gonna be able to stand for a long period of time, but I just want to lead people through. There's only one room I have unlocked, and that's the storage.
How are you, Ed?
I'm doing great.
Good yourself.
Yeah, the left side's the best side if you want to
Yeah.
go.
Always go left. I use the charging stations. You know, we only got a mile square, because electric cars would make perfect sense.
Absolutely.
The village, if you can get them at a reasonable
I think it's an
price.
up and coming thing, yeah.
Well, it is. I mean, you gotta be affordable. You know, I don't know. This is what they are. Not here. Not here, man. This little office.
You got those poles and beams all throughout,
Basic structure.
right in a row.
Yep.
I'm sure they were the originals. You know?
Yep. It's wonderful. Like it. Another little meeting room.
Without the petitions.
Had
this
no
would
idea
seem
there
like
was one here.
Seemed like a big area.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Another little meeting room.
And what I just did the math on this, Fred, and I think that there's 4,620 square feet left because of the fact that the court took the rest of that room that was.
You're a star, Pat.
Say again?
You're a star.
No, I don't want to be a star. I want to be anonymous.
Ladies first.
Age before beauty.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, then you gotta go. No, wait a minute, I don't think that's true.
Don't know if you
I was gonna say ladies first.
get around here or not.
You put in a hot water heater just for the bathroom, sir, because all the hot water comes from the far end of the building. It took forever to get hot water. So a little bitty thing we had to put in. So if you're gonna take a shower in there, I would do it real quick.
Real quick, yeah. Not a whole lot left.
Now, these are vaults, and I'm not sure if they were added afterwards, you know, obviously they're fireproof and so on for, to store papers and so on.
Didn't see them on the original plan.
I would say that they're after that. I think we keep quite a few papers in those. And then there's another one that we don't have unlocked yet, but it's for the court.
Of course, there's a closet on the end there, there's another closet here.
I see what you're saying. What were the vaults added, the fireproof vaults, do you have any idea?
If you don't know, it must have been before your time. Yeah, I don't.
So that you might be proposing that they could be removed?
You can't, 5 minutes, you can't throw 5 gallons in and go again. That's the problem with this.
I mean, I can make the argument now, when they were built, they should have been built together. So that the center wall is
20,000
long.
battery
But
replacement.
at the same
Who's gonna
time,
do that on a
that whole corner that's open now had furnaces and hot water heaters, and there was hot water heaters. So,
Not the smartest vehicle for you.
well,
He's old.
you understood what
I know,
meant
but
about
they got good eyes. I couldn't believe the
Because
eyes on these.
all you had to do was look at the
I mean,
last
they pick
Homer
up
News
the
and
color
see the
of
water
that
on Main
patch
Street.
on the
Hey, we know
window.
the house
I'm
on
looking
Wall.
and I don't see it. It's going, oh, I'm out. So I pull some over. Yeah, it was, I mean, unbelievable eyes these guys got. And of course they can get the.
Like you got an name something and then you better.
Well, yeah.
Shut furnace.
Yeah, once, yeah.
So,
But,
that's,
yeah, there you go. They could-
okay, there may be somebody in there, Barry.
The radios go faster than cars.
Well,
That's pretty nice. This could be a pretty amazing area. Oh, I'm waiting for that.
Well, good in that.
You have to do a little laser work afterwards, or where did they come out?
One time, a little bit.
Yeah, my mother's came out 2015 and they didn't have to do
shut that light
anything.
up, no, 2015.
Yeah,
Couldn't believe it.
yeah.
I'll shut this light off for you.
So, I mean, obviously, these bathrooms, during a major renovation ought to be, I mean, the seniors could have 2 new bathrooms, the police department would need 2 new bathrooms. So, I just wanna lock these 2 up here, but then we'll just go back in here. But that's really, I just wanted everybody to visualize it and get a picture of it.
Did he talk about how they would separate the police from the petitions they put a wall on? You know, half and half, is that what you're wondering?
Probably. Make it one side, because you gotta have a female shower room and a male bathrooms, and then you gotta have, you know, in case a drunk comes in, peeps all over the place, so you gotta have a bathroom that holds them down. So you almost need 3, you know, for the public too, you know, like.
Because of the police department.
Yeah, and they just need some desks and stuff. I mean, they don't have a lot of space now, so, you know, sticking it through here, having a little holding area for, you know, helping out the court probably is not a bad, you know, bad move. And then they have that door right there to get in and out.
I thought the police department actually has quite a bit of room where they are right now.
Oh, yeah.
That old railroad depot is bigger than it looks.
Oh, yeah, they have a lot of little offices.
Yes, they do.
They're pretty good, but they don't have 2 showers and, you know, they gotta lock the door because they got mixed, you know, offices.
Well, the other thing too, Barry, is that hallway goes down the center, so the rooms.
Ties it up terribly.
They're very small.
They're not big.
Is it not really
Possibility is there
efficient
could be
because of the
room.
way it's laid out right now?
They're 8 by 10s.
The length of this, so it's still be big enough to put stuff.
He's got a nice big office, but then a lot of these other ones are gonna chop it up small.
Well, they're not supposed to be in there.
And a kitchen.
It's a big,
And a kitchen.
He's got a big office. He's trying to downsize. Not down to the teardrop and the bicycle, but somewhere in between.
Bob, are your offices too small right now for what you would like to see?
I want to imagine, the actual, like, the officers' offices, it's just bicycle learning, like, Mr. Forbes said, we need storage, records. I mean, we're starting
Things like that that are really not appropriate or not sized correctly.
to add up.
I see.
Would it be possible for you to have your storage up on the balcony? Would that be possible as opposed to taking our precious floor space that could
Well,
flood?
the thing is
our records clerk, we get FOILs every day, FOIL requests.
Okay.
She'll give us downstairs all day long.
Okay.
So it's,
Should get a
and
10,000
more,
steps.
a lot of stuff that we keep for records, you know, really it's, that's sensitive information.
Okay, so actually, it would have to be close. But as Todd said, it shouldn't probably be at this level, it should be up. Maybe possibly, he said, in addition after that. I'm just thinking, I own property on Willow Street. And when the water came up, which it hasn't done like that in several years, we had water in the basement. The groundwater around here is lethal. And we're lucky we have not been flooded here. But with all the building and construction going on, we don't know what they've done to change the water tables and flow. Does that make sense? If you put, where our daughter lives, blocks from the new, blocks from Strong, for a period of time, they had storms and they had 4 feet of water in the street, which needless to say was in her basement. They did some construction there, they put in a McDonald's and did something and totally changed the flow of the groundwater. And I don't know what any of this
I don't think it
construction.
could happen here, to be honest with you. We're such a gravel base. I don't think you can change it and make it so that that gravel can have a dam and make a blockage that would create water. If we've never had water here in the basement of this
Okay.
building, I don't think we ever will.
That wall over there, water has come in and it's ruined some of our stuff. And it hasn't happened in a long time, but water has come in and got on that floor.
It may be a situation where it seeped through the, you know, your foundation over there, but I don't think it was groundwater that came through from the ground. You know what I'm saying? Your valley water table doesn't come up through.
From the parking lot.
From the parking lot and from your eaves trough, maybe if it rained right there along the building, it went down through and came in, is what I suspect.
But I know we had to be careful where we put stuff against that.
But that's all stuff to consider as you're going through a construction project that costs this much. When it's time to put it together, you don't want some stupid thing like drainage there coming in and doing a lot of damage. And water is insidious.
But, you know, this is what I intended to do. I just wanted everybody to be able to visualize this, see what it was in its originality. And it's like Barry said, there's over 4,000 square feet down here. And so obviously there's nothing going to be voted on, or this is just an opportunity for people to get to see the entirety of the building. We have another meeting at 5:30 of the Bridge Committee, so, but does anybody have any other questions? I mean, there'll be a lot going forward from here. Yes, Barry?
Fred, in your mind's eye, we're just trying to get ideas. Did you have a vision of a petition that goes down through the middle and having two sides this way? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Actually, I think that you got to have a room that's big enough for the seniors. So whether it's all one side, of course, if you take this all one side, it's probably bigger than the room that we're in.
Understood.
All right?
Yep.
I think it's a matter of sitting down and looking at the needs. But I think if you can get rid of some of the walls, get rid of the vault there that's for the court and for the village, maybe redo the other two vaults so that they're right together. For the police department, maybe it would be a little narrower on this side with more offices for the police down there. I don't know. But the more I thought about it, Barry, the more I see the need for possibly an architect to come in. And I'll just say this, a friend of mine's barn burned back in the 90s, and I went to see him within the first week, and I said, I said, the last thing you want to do is build your barn around this silo, because this silo's not going to be here someday. But that's exactly what he did. All right, he built his barn around the silo, and now the farm doesn't use the silo, they use bunker silos. And I just think there's a time to get a fresh picture and a fresh start, and to be able to visualize this with no walls, and to meet the needs of both parties. So that's the only reason I wanted to open this up tonight. The heating, the electric, everything is, at best, it's got some age on it. All right. So if these walls were spray foamed, if there was countertops and cupboards all along either wall, if our architect were to say that it's better for the police over here, but I just think the police on this side where they can interact with the court more, and that way the seniors, let's just say that if this was a common entrance and the chief had some unruly people and there was a bunch of seniors, you don't want to have to bring a subject through a room where there's a bunch of seniors enjoying themselves. Right. All right, because of the languages that have to be used and because of the things that, so while I first started in my mind, I thought that we could get by with a common entrance. I very quickly have abandoned that. And the seniors have the elevator over here, the beautiful entrance in the back. This is not the place for seniors to enter. I know it was for years, but because of if people park here in order to get around the cars, they got to go out into the road, before they come in the doorway. That doorway is not handicap buttoned. Could be, but.
What if the seniors are the unruly ones? Do we just send them over to them?
Yeah, that's.
We revel in their unruliness.
Then it doesn't have far to take them.
Right, that's my thought.
So, but that's the extent of, like I said, we got another meeting at 5:30 for the bridge committee. So we got a guy that we're going to be calling in from Florida. That's been gracious enough to give his expertise to us for the bridge. So thank you all for coming. And,
Thank you for keeping the seniors in the loop.
Thank you.
well, that's why it was posted. That's why this isn't something that's going to be done in 3 months. No, I said last summer when this started, it's going to take a while to work this project through, if and when it happens. So, all right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stay connected. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.